Games, board games. I might be talking about board games, but I'm not gonna shout. I am starting off this streaming with a little bit of singing, and today I guess I insist on telling you about Now Play This, which is a festival in London happening right now. If you're already in London, then you could wander around. Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good whatever it is, wherever you are. 10 a.m.ish UK time for Better Beats and Board Game Leather, episode 959. I'm going to quickly talk about Now Play This. And for those who are wondering, yes, I'm going to play test today. Just having some embarrassing issues. I'm going to arrive late. But yes, recent highlights, living life and seeing the sights, recent highlights, playing games and other lights. Recent highlights. Like recent event that's really annoying me is that I'm struggling to find my games. I mean, when I say struggling to find my games, I mean a box full of about 50 copies or maybe even 100 of some of my games. And it's like, where is this? Yeah, I wish I was better organized, but yeah, there's too many boxes and not enough organizational system. But on the upside, on stuff that I can be proud of, got showered yesterday, got showered today. I did a whole like wrote a whole bunch of spells more for my deck construction game. I'm really excited to playtest that. And yeah, I had a nice conversation with my friend and was like, I think it was quite sort of, but like, yeah, recent highlights is basically Now Play This, which is a brilliant thing. It's a little thing which is brilliant. Now Play This is a brilliant thing because it respects games. It says, hey, games are capable of valuable discourse, just in the same way that paintings, illustration, mixed media like films, music, they are poetry, all of these mediums are capable of talking about the human condition, talking about love, talking about democracy, talking about community and togethership. All of these things are truly wonderful. And I think that what Now Play This does is push, yeah, there is an agenda, and the agenda is simply that games are valuable, and I agree with that. And I think it's brilliant to just say, yeah, these are things worth showing, and let's check them out. As always, feel free to comment, ask questions, like, follow. We've got so I'm just going to flick through a bunch of pictures. There was a talk. So this was me playing a virtual reality game. The virtual reality game was more of a walking simulator, so there wasn't any interaction as such. You were going into different parts of a house, watching people do stuff, and yeah, that was lovely. Tomoe here made a brilliant game. This is one of my favorites for the convention, and what Tomoe on the right did is made a game all about, so it's kind of like Pictionary, where one person is trying to communicate to the other humans something like gravity, and then the AI is trying to decode it, and you're trying to transmit this information to try and make it something which the humans recognize, but the AI doesn't. And that's a fascinating puzzle to play as a group. Back to the talk. We played, what was this? Consenticle. Consenticle, for those who don't know, is a game that's about an alien and a human who are in a consenting sexual relationship. It's quite an adult thing, and there's some cards like Wink that you want to do at a different time to your opponent, and there's a lot of cards that you want, like kiss that you want to do at the same time as your opponent for maximum points. I mean, it makes thematic sense. It's always better if you are kissing at the same time. I mean, if one person's kissing and the other person's not, I guess that's like fine. It's a kiss on the cheek, but it's, it's always nicer, even with friends, if it's a kiss on the cheek for both people to be kissing. And so, yeah. But yeah, this was the game from Tomoe that I mentioned. It was super lovely. And oh, yes, this is a little text adventure. Not a text adventure, point and click thing that we had a quick go of. And I would definitely be interested to play through again. So this is Flatter Me, which is a game all about compliments, where let me go through things and talk about them a wee bit more and what I thought of them. So this one's a game about communication. You're trying to get to your partner to build the object. This was super difficult, and this is how far we got before we gave up. So we basically managed to make 2 pieces out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we got a quarter of the way there, and it had taken us so long that it was getting frustrating. Flatter Me, it's full of these wonderful bits, and these are the instructions, and I'm honestly, if these are the correct instructions, I'm not keen on it as written. It feels like, how can I put this? It feels like if the objective is to get more things to be about you, then you're wanting to say, yes, flatter me. And yes, this is how good I am. And I'm going to flatter myself. And then you're going to flatter yourself, and we're going to argue about who's better, which doesn't lead to a great loving environments around the table. We decided to house rule it and say that you were trying to get the other person to take more of the things. And as a game, I don't know if it should even have the points. It feels a bit, it feels like playing to the points is kind of a distraction. What we ended up doing is trying to explain why the 2 things we flipped over were good for the other person, and then we flattered each other. At a certain point, I might say, oh, it's more about you, and she said, oh, no, it's more about you, and it was, okay, we share. And then we went through the game just knowing that we were going to get a perfect tie. It couldn't have ended any other way. And if it did, it would have detracted from the game so much. Consentical, this is one that I did enjoy rules as written. There was one of the cards which the iconography on it I wasn't sure of, and I couldn't get a full explanation in the instructions, so I wasn't too happy with that. But no, for the most part, it felt like, okay, yes, if you're gazing into someone's eyes, that's but if both people are gazing into each other's eyes, that's suddenly so much better. And so, of course, that's going to be much, much better. And yeah, it's like all of these. And then conversely, there's some things where you want one person to do it at a time. There's some things like kits where it's like you can actually see on there where it's kind of different how you play it. And you're ultimately trying to establish trust and then get both people's trust into the middle. And then in the middle, you turn that into pleasure. And then you bring the pleasure into your own section and into the other person's section. And at the end, you get some number of points, which is both people's things added up to determine how good it was for you. And you determine how unequal it was to determine what kind of relationship you have. And it's a really nice, it's actually the only game about like the act of a sexual relationship that I know of, and that's really brilliant. So it's Kit the human and Dup the alien. Yeah, they had starting trusts that was slightly different. That felt slightly weird. I wasn't sure what was going on there. Um, oh yeah, we played Sushi Hands, which I don't know if I would have wanted to play as written. It's meant to be for 4 to 6 players, and the idea is that you make these hands together and you say, "Hey, let's make sushi hands." And this is a maki. This is another type of sushi, and this is octopus because it's got 8 things, I guess. But yeah, it was. It distracted us for a few minutes. Oh yeah, we had the Tiny Wanderer, where the Tiny Wanderer allowed you to take this little person and then put them in different places. And I was like, oh, where does this go? I made a little D6, and it was actually quite a fun thing of crafting. And I noticed that shooting was rounding the corners of the card, so I followed suit. I was like, wow, we're really getting into this crafting. And then we played it once. It's one of those games where, because there's no one else, I mean, because there's no one to say, is this correct? Is it not? Or was this a good story? Is it not? And you don't have anyone to play off. I really struggle with these kinds of solo things, but it was nice. Um, and here it is on the desert. And I think there should have been one. I think this was the Bright Desert. Yes. Our little character on the Bright Desert. Okay. This was the room where things were going on. And you can see, there were lots of screens, there were lots of digital games, and there was a wee physical thing in the corner. And next door, there were all the physical games. And there was this lovely storytelling game, which, again, like, the points seemed really weird, but as a series of prompts, it was a lovely conversational thing, just saying, hey, let's talk about this, let's talk about that. And the questions definitely got us talking about things that we otherwise might not have. Where should we begin? By Esther Perel. And yeah, it finished up with Tux and Fanny, that little thing on the left hand screen. So it was a lovely thing, and a lovely day, sunny, bright finish, and that's all I've got to say about I'll Play This. Going to skedaddle for lots of love, and question of the day. Here's a little question before we go on our way. My question of the day for you is, have you ever been on a Ferris wheel? I don't think I ever have. I've not been on the London Eye, I've not been on the Glasgow wheel when that was up, I've not been on any Ferris wheels, no. Have you? I'm genuinely curious. Over to you. What are you up to? You can share button if you want to. Is there anything you want to do? Something that you need to do? Please share. I promise that I care. And I'm going to, try and get my belly sorted and my head sorted and then get over to playtesting. But that's what I'm up to. So to recap and wrap up before we finish up, the Now Play This was lots of fun. I enjoyed playing Flatter Me, although, I mean, as a set of cards, it's lovely, it's beautiful, it's wonderful, it's heartwarming. But as a set of rules, I just, it doesn't really resonate with me. Like, the rules just don't seem to prompt nice game things. But I guess, the toys are there, so it's a nice set of toys. This was a frustrating game, but it was nice. That's for me. Consentical, this, I wish that there was more explanation for. I think it was Byte that I was really confused by. But yeah, it's a really cool idea, and I would love to have more, essentially, sex simulators. I would love Consentical to get another edition, but I guess it's not, you know, financially profitable or whatever. But Sushi Hand was a nice distraction. This was a nice distraction, and even though it's not going to be the type of thing that I think about for yonks to come, it's going to be something that I cherish, like, as a day, as part of a larger event. It's not the game to go to and be like, yeah, wow, wasn't that amazing? But making this tiny wonder was a lovely thing. Sharing stories as part of a bigger day, listening to the talk. Oh yeah, and there was a talk from. I should actually check my notes. From Safe in Our World. So Safe in Our World is a um, thing that is for promoting mental health. It's a non-profit organization promoting mental health in the games industry. And Safe in the World is really awesome, and it seems like something to check out. And so, yeah, that was my recap and wrap up. Share, spread the word. Thank you very much, everyone. If you want to check me out, I'm Stuff by Bez in all of the places. Stuffbybez.com/streams if you want to check out some of what I'm up to. And yeah, for now, lots of love and bye, 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 bye. This is a goodbye song. Bye, 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 bye. Thank you for watching along. Bye, 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 bye. This is the end of the show. Bye, 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 bye. And now it's time to go. Bye, 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 bye. This is a goodbye song. Bye, 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 bye. Thank you for watching along. Bye, 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 bye. This is the end of the show. Bye, 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 bye. And now it's time to go. Bye, bye, everyone. Bye, 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 bye.